So it looks like Real Housewives of Atlanta newbies Kelli Ferrell and Angela Oakley are making headlines this week, one for their past and one for a current lawsuit.
Here we go now.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So we have a bunch of newbies on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and if you've been watching our recaps, our most recent recap, we talked to you about how much we enjoy some of the newbies, specifically Angela Oakley and Kelli Ferrell. But as soon as you become popular on a reality show, specifically Real Housewives, the streets start talking. So before we get into the Angela Oakley of it all, because there's a lot to unpack when it comes to her past, we have to talk about Kelli Ferrell. So during this last few episodes, there was a scene where we saw Kelli Ferrell looking at a new space to expand her waffle business. As you know, she owns one restaurant, Nana's. So she's now being sued by the landlord. And for those that picked up on a sense of like, this is not going to happen, it felt like she was just trying to make a scene. According to In Touch Weekly, it might have been more trouble than we even expected. So according to In Touch Weekly, this is what they're reporting. They said the Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kelli Ferrell was accused of owing a six-figure sum in unpaid rent for her restaurant months after making her debut on the show. In Touch can exclusively report. According to the court documents obtained by In Touch, the landlord, the Prado, filed a lawsuit against Kelli, who's 39, on March 26. In the complaint, the company claims that Kelli leased a commercial spot for her Nana's Chicken and Waffles in Sandy Springs, Georgia. The landlord said that the 5-year lease, executed on January 16th of 2024, expires on August 31st of 2029. In the lawsuit, the landlord claims that Kelli and Nana's have breached the terms of the lease by, amongst other things, failing to obtain required permits, failing to commence tenant improvements, failing to open the premises for business with the public, in addition to failing to pay rent when due. So a lot of us sense when she was talking about making this new place open up. Remember, she accused her now ex-husband of closing one of the other restaurants that she has. So currently she has one restaurant open. So there were demands that she needed to get certain things done in order to make this second location happen. And it didn't seem like that was going to happen. And based off the last few episodes, we haven't gotten any sort of update on that. It will be interesting to see what the update will be. We're already almost halfway through this season. In Touch continues, they said the landlord said it notified Kelli of the defaults in August of 2024. So they were in the middle of filming. The landlord said it notified Kelli of the defaults in August of 2024, October of 2024, and December of 2024, then February, and finally again in March. So she had been notified 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. The suit reads, despite receipt of the notices of default, neither Nana's nor defendant has cured the monetary default or the non-monetary defaults. The landlord said that Kelli has failed to comply with her obligations under the lease. As of March 25th of 2025, Nana remains in possession of the premises and the lease has not been terminated in any writing, the suit read. Kelli was accused of owing $101,140.64 in unpaid rent, interest, and late charges. This isn't a good look when you're on a reality show and you're paying for this, hosting this, really living this fabulous life that she's painting for us on this show, but you have $100 and something thousand that you owe in unpaid rent.
You better chill. You better lay low.
They said in unpaid rent, interest, and late charges, the landlord also wants Kelli to cough up $13,453 for future rent owed until the expiration of the lease ends in 2029. Additionally, the landlord demanded attorney's fees if the debt was not paid in full within 10 days of the lawsuit. A rep for Kelli tells In Touch about the lawsuit. This is in regard to her second location, Technically her third, but as we said before, the first location was closed by her husband without her knowing. She says this is in regards to her second location, which is underway, which we saw on the show. Although Kelly's divorce has been finalized, there's still a lot of gray area left, especially with finances. So it seems as if she's alluding that part of why these things have not been met and paid is because of the issues or ongoing issues with her ex-husband, who she claimed on the show owes thousands and thousands of dollars in back child support. The rep accused Kelly's ex-husband of failing to pay money awarded to her in the divorce and child support. These instances, along with the fact that she has had to pay close to $160,000 in legal bills for the divorce, left Kelly in a small financial stump with opening the new location. This also doesn't land well when we talk about the way she's spending on the show. Our first scene with Kelly is her buying her daughter how many different, 17 different luxury bags? So that's not going to look great for her when she says that she is in financial strains because of money that she's owed from her ex-husband. They say, however, the situation is currently being sorted out with the landlords of the new location, and Nana's in Sandy Springs will be open by this summer, the rep added. They ended, Kelly has been a successful entrepreneur for over 8 years, but this divorce is extremely contentious and has caused issues. As In Touch first reported, Kelly settled her bitter divorce from her ex-husband, Chavallo, I didn't know his name, Chavallo Ferrell, in September of 2024. Kelly filed for divorce in 2022. She listed the date of the marriage, August 20th of 2011, and the date of separation as of January of 2022. She demanded sole custody of the kids. The exes shared 3 children, Chance born in 2012, twins, Chastity and Chelsea, born in 2015. Kelly has an older daughter named Chloe from a previous relationship. In response, Chavallo demanded joint legal and physical custody. In the divorce judgment, Kelly was awarded primary custody of the kids, while the exes shared joint legal custody. Chavallo was ordered to pay $3,991 per month in child support. In addition, the duo split the proceeds from the sale of their home. Per the order, Kelly was also awarded furniture worth $45,000, a 2021 navy blue Cadillac Escalade, a Rolex Oyster wristwatch, diamond necklace, and her wedding ring set. The settlement was reached weeks after Kelly's ex was thrown in jail for a brief period of time, which they talked about on the show. Kelly demanded that he be locked up over money owed. At the time, the judge ordered Kelly's ex to be incarcerated until he paid $14,889. Kelly's ex was released on August 14th of 2024 after posting bond. I'm assuming that some of this stuff is going to play out or be mentioned on the current season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Do you realize that Mother's Day is less than a month away? Have you even thought about what you're going to get your mother? Well, we are partnering yet again with our friends over at Rose Forever, roses that will last you at least a year. I've partnered with them multiple times, and I have so many of their roses. I've even given them away as gifts. And the last time that we partnered with Rose Forever, it was during Valentine's Day. And look at these roses. And they still have their wonderful rosy scent. But shout out to our friends at Rose Forever. They don't just have roses anymore. They have candles. They have even things for the brides, because some of you are getting married this spring. Just saying. They also have hydrangeas. There's all kinds of new assortments. You can see behind me, I have some roses. If you were here in my apartment, if you are a friend of mine, I've gifted Rose Forever to you guys. And some of you have had your roses for more than a year. But Rose Forever promises that for at least a year, you will have high quality, wonderful smelling, beautiful roses in your home. And please understand, this is a flower arrangement that your mother will love. Your mother will always look down and say, oh, my child got that for me, or my coworker got that for me, or my favorite nephew got that from me, or my favorite niece got that from me, or my favorite goddaughter or godson.
Yup.
Roses work for anyone. I can't tell you how I feel walking into my home and I have a Rose Forever bouquet at my front door, or somewhere in my home, on my kitchen island, or here in the studio. Because the studio can be just a workspace, but as you can see, it can liven up any workspace, any room in your home, including your bathroom. So even if you're not looking for something for Mother's Day, or maybe you want to get a Mother's Day gift for yourself, of course, get Rose Forever. As always, more information on Rose Forever and our link will be available in the description. Thanks, Rose Forever. Chuvalo's rep previously told In Touch Mr. Ferrell appreciates the interest in his ongoing personal matters, but he is committed to focusing on his family and professional responsibilities during this challenging time. It's important to note that the details surrounding his divorce from Kelli Ferrell are complex and sensitive. Mr. Ferrell has consistently sought to resolve these issues amicably and in the best interest of all parties involved, particularly their children. Kelli also said that this was the same man that threatened her in front of the court, and he was held in contempt. I'll say allegedly because we weren't there. So we're going to continue to follow this story. Look, this is the nature of divorce, trying to start to expand your business. Look, she responded to it to In Touch, so that will be interesting. We're going to continue to follow this story and continue to follow Kelli on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Speaking of one of the newbies from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Angela Oakley has become a new, I don't know if I want to say fan favorite, but she slowly but surely is growing into the hearts of a lot of people. This week, a lot of people have been, maybe some of you haven't even seen this story, but there's been a lot of speculation online about Angela Oakley's past. Could this be someone leaking it to the blogs? Wouldn't shock me. However, our friends over at Lipstick Alley, because you know what we do here, we cite our sources, have some court documents that allegedly paint Angela Oakley in a different light. So let's take a look at this. And as always, as I said before, we are citing our sources. Apparently, someone hasn't been citing their sources because they say no blog is authorized to steal this information. This is a copyright infringement. I only authorize Lipstick Alley as the sole distributor of this news. So we are citing our sources. So if you want to see and report on this, please make sure you cite your sources. This is available there. And as always, we will be posting the link in the description. So they're saying that Angela Oakley responded to the fraud allegations on her Twitter and then deleted it. So they said, update Angela Oakley, or I'm going to call her Oakley, not fraudulently, posts and deletes response to her historic scam, where she allegedly said, y'all give me my tea, I can spill it better. This is FINRA. I've always been licensed and knew it would take to be, quote, investigated. All licenses are still intact. Opening fraudulent bank accounts to survive. Hashtag fake news. So I'm wondering if she's calling this story fake news. Let me just go through what is being reported here on Lipstick Alley. So they said the soon-to-be 44-year-old Angela Dion Oakley Reed has worked tirelessly to scrub the internet of her past, be it her age, old nose, and dubious financial past. But the internet lives on forever. Angela Dion Oakley, then known as Angela Dion Reed, engaged in financial crime during her time as a financial analyst at Wachovia, now Wells Fargo. As a result, she was asked to resign from the bank and is permanently banned from the Financial Industry Regulation Authority, also known as FINRA. They said in a quote, Reed, while working as a financial analyst for Wachovia Bank, processed bank loans in the amount of $17,000 in her cousin's grandmother's name without authorization. Sidebar, Wells Fargo has been accused of doing things like this. So this almost tracks if it's true. Reed used, allegedly, I'll say, $11,000 to pay her home mortgage, and the remaining $6,000 was shared by Reed and her cousin. No payments were made on the loan, and on January 30th of 2008, Wachovia Bank wrote off the loan as a loss. At the hearing, Oakley tried to blame her financial crime and dishonesty on the recent passing of her daughter's dad, but this was rejected and she was handed a lifetime ban by FINRA. Angela was also fined $1,214. That seems small in comparison to what they're alleging that she took. So as you can see here, these are the screenshots to prove who Angela Oakley is. but they also have the court docs here. And again, you can find these on Lipstick Alley, but it details some of what she's being accused of here. So if you want to read the court documents, you can head on over to Lipstick Alley. I'll post the link in the description. But as I said before, it looks as if Angela responded to this, allegedly, I'll say, because she posted and deleted her response saying, as I said before, saying, y'all give me my tea, I can spill it better. This is FINRA. I've always been licensed and knew what it would take to be, quote, investigated. As you guys know, when she's referring to the whole Brit Edie of it all. And she says, all my licenses are still intact. Opening fraudulent bank accounts to survive, crying a face emoji. And then she says, hashtag fake news. She's also claimed fake news when it comes to the side baby, but we had that old video from Wendy Williams saying that Angela said this to her. This is before we even really knew who Angela Oakley was. And she says that Charles Jr.'s age is easily found online, but no one is able to find that. So I don't know if I 100% believe this. I'm sure this will come up in an interview or maybe at the reunion in regards to this. So I don't see anything wrong with having a past and learning from that past and doing better in the future. There are a lot of people that have done things that they probably regret from their past and they've changed their lives. I'm one to keep an open mind and open heart when it comes to things like this, because I'm sure you got a cousin or a friend or a boo, or it was you that has passed as well.
Hell no.
But we're going to keep a good eye on Angela, because as I said before, there are a lot of things that are coming out. And this might be what Andy Cohen meant by she reminds him of Sheree. Not to say that Sheree has done anything like this, but Sheree likes to say one thing and do another. So then there's that. We're going to continue to follow Angela and, of course, Kelli and the newbies from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But as always, guys, I want to know your thoughts and reactions to what's going on with Kelli legally in the lawsuit that she's facing and what the streets are saying about Angela Oakley's alleged past. Girl, if you're banned from FINRA, that's pretty deep. Just Google schmoogle what that means for anyone that's banned from FINRA. Guys, let's continue this conversation in the comment section. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
Here we go now.